Hello, good morning, beings of light. Good morning, my angels, my workers of good. Let me just start off today by thanking you, whoever you are, just for trying, because I do understand that it is hard, and I'm grateful for every single person on this planet and every role that they've played in God's plan. Because nobody chooses to be evil. Nobody wants to be bad. It's our circumstances, it's our mentality, it's the people around us, that turn us into that. But I really believe when you came out of the womb, you were totally innocent. I mean, of course you were. You're a baby. But so thank you. Thank you for one, believing in yourself. And thank you for trying and caring. The thing is, we have to push for more, Something's happened and we're not growing. We're just stagnant. And that's from the devil. That is from the enemy. Stagnation is death, essentially. So, the thing is, I am human, and I'm still mad. Rightfully so. I am mad at my leaders, the people that led me into pits. Multiple times. I'm upset. And I should be. Okay? And I don't, I can't even hurt a fly, I don't want to hurt anyone. All I want is to build people up. That's what I want to do for a living. And I guess that's what I'm doing here. At least I'm trying to, And that's really the thing about it is, even if you don't try hard enough, you still have to show up, right? You can't hide from this stuff. You can't just brush it under the rug like it doesn't exist. Everything comes to light. Everything. Like for me, I've noticed how I've kind of picked up some traits from my mom, where I want to play the victim. I want somebody to come in and save me and solve all my problems, and that's just not how it works. And I catch myself thinking like that from time to time. And it really puts me in a bad mood, And I just can't think. And I know I'm playing into the enemy's hand whenever I'm thinking like that, you know what I mean? And that bothers me. I don't want to, but sometimes I just can't help but just feel sorry for myself, And, but that's been, I'm not going to say it's been hard, because this is just what I do. So I'm honestly blessed. This kind of stuff is easy for me to look at. Because I kind of just been put into situations where I've had to, at a young age anyway. I've had to be the fair one, the just one, because ain't nobody else doing it. So, yeah. that's something that, I have to look at. And no matter how much I want to, blame everyone else and everything else, it's not, the truth of the matter is it's not going to go anywhere if I don't get to the root of the problem, right? And if the root involves me looking at the situation, well, the only way you're going to get to the root is if you check every avenue, right? So you can't just look at everybody else and then ignore yourself. You have to really, really break down what's going on. And I just want to encourage everyone today, everybody, no matter where you're at on your walk with God. I really just want to encourage you to just keep going and don't put too much pressure on yourself. We are people, we are humans, we have to, we have to be able to control our thoughts, and you can't do that. At least I know I can't if I'm just mad, or if this and this is going on and I can't. It's just, it's just too much. I'm overwhelmed. You can't think like that. And if you try to, you usually end up doing something or saying something stupid or thinking the wrong thing, So it's important to not put a whole lot of pressure on yourself. We're all struggling out here with a lot of things, so it's not just you. You're not alone in your struggle, right? We all have things that we struggle with that we need to work together to get past, and that's just something that's really bothered me, is it whenever it comes to the person that's supposed to be learning, it just seems like they're not allowed to grow at a certain rate, right? So if they're just automatically gifted from the start, for some reason, I don't know why, but the leaders feel the need to take you down a peg or two, right? And it's not their job to do that. That's up to God, right? That's not they don't choose. That's how they're judging you, right? They judge you and then they condemn you, as in they give you the punishment for their judgment or because of how they've judged you. That's what judging people is. So you can't do that. And if that's your struggle, that's your struggle, right? We are all in the same boat here. It's fascinating because some of these people out here really think that they are genuinely just better people, and I don't get that. How? What exactly are you doing that makes you a better person than me? Because you're still greedy. I don't want to get in all this, but everybody is a sinner. At no point in your life are you actually going to be completely free. Well, I'm not going to say that, but majority of people are not. They're going to experience sin throughout their life, all throughout their life, up until they're on their deathbed. It's guaranteed. unless you just go live in a hole or something like that. You're going to sin. Okay? This is God's standards here. It's not easy. I mean, for y'all to act like it is kind of ridiculous, but hey, whatever. And it's not, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You know what I mean? There is a dark side to us that we need to acknowledge. Okay? We don't just kind of swing, that's not, no, it's real. It's there, it exists, it's real. And yes, it needs to be taken care of. It's not, birds. Whatever it is, you don't just hide it. Okay? God knows, so you're not hiding it from Him. Like, everybody thinks it's not me, right? But what if it is? The smartest way to win an argument, any argument, you don't try to prove yourself right. You try to prove yourself wrong. Okay, if you want to get to the meat and potatoes, right? The real deal. That's how you do it. You have to be just as critical of yourself as you are of other people. You get what you give out. So because you give out this whole condemnation thing, it probably feels like I'm condemning you. And that's not it. I'm not condemning you. We are both working through this together. But because that's the energy you've been putting out onto other people, that's how you feel now. That's the reality that you've created. Okay? You Mr. Mackey out here. Okay. But yeah. That's the reality you've created for yourself. You say it enough and you start to believe it. It's just how it is. It's how people are. Like, I know I'm not a useless idiot, but for the longest time I was working for my grandpa, and he wanted to keep me a slave and stuff, so he didn't want me to think like I had value, so. And after long enough of just listening to him dog me all the time, I started to believe that I really was just hopeless, And, Jesus pulled me out of that one. He pulls me out of a lot of stuff. But, yeah. You can trick yourself like that pretty easily. Y'all have to be careful out here, man. This is life. You gotta be careful what you say, what you take in, what you think about. You gotta be careful. Be wise and prudent. Take your time, right? Do your own. Don't let somebody else tell you how you're supposed to feel and think. Do your own research. Think for yourself. If you don't control your mind, somebody else will. I think that's going to be my catchphrase. Because it is too damn true. Like I said, I was a slave for probably about half my life, just because I thought I was doing the right thing. But if you're doing the right thing for an evil person, is it really the right thing? Because in my head, always my grandpa and this and that. But the truth of the matter, what the world sees, what everybody else sees, what God sees too, is that this old man is just screwing people over left and right, and here I am, like, serving him out of the goodness of my heart. And he's a slumlord. He, like I said, he dogs me. He dogs everybody. Everybody has to be under his thumb. He can't be wrong about anything. You can't tell him he's wrong about anything. Like one of my favorite stories about him is, and this is what started like this whole thing to where I'm not allowed in his house anymore. But one day I noticed that he's been complaining about constipation, and I've been going down there and praying for him, and he would feel better, and then a week later he'd be constipated again, and I figured out why. He's eating fiber tablets and prunes every day, every morning. Okay, and I tried to explain to him that all that fiber is what's clogging up his stomach. There was no, I was wrong, right? There was no proving that to him. There was nothing, no doctor could tell him anything. He went to a couple different doctors and didn't do anything about it until he eventually found his old doctor, which is just a yes man, and he just told him, yeah, no, just keep eating. Like, I don't, you be a shyster, you get shysted, I guess, but but yeah, I tried helping him out with that, and that ended up with him calling me a demon because I was kind of persistent, and I was like, no, you really need to stop taking this. This is bad for you, and I'm like, I understand, like, your whole, like, you can't be wrong stuff, but this is, like, serious, you can, like, I don't want him to die with, that, I don't want that for him, okay? I was trying my best to avoid that, but that's just, he wants to believe that he knows everything. And the weird part about it to me is I feel like he does know. Like, I feel like he does know it at this point, and he just refuses to actually acknowledge that he could be wrong about something, so he just pretends like it's not, pretends. He's just pretending. And it's so bizarre. And I get he's an old man and all that stuff, but it's just he wasn't an old man 20 years ago when he screwed my mom's mom up, so. And he wasn't an old man whenever he decided to start having the tenants of his buildings fix the buildings for them with no bonus. I think they get like $500 off their rent, but that means that they have to, like, if the roof is leaking, they have to reshingle the roof, everything, right? And it's not their house, it's not their responsibility other than the fact that they're staying there. So basically what he does is he gets these people that are in bad positions, usually immigrants, and either immigrants or junkies, people in bad positions. It's always somebody in a bad position. And he gets these people that, seem hopeless, and he uses and abuses them, and he gets them to fix his properties for them. And that's why they're all janky, because he has random, like, he don't even care or know, and that's really how I know, like, he's not really walking with God. You know what I mean? It's not, I'm not just mad at him or something stupid like that. Like, no, I'm really looking at it pretty logically, This stuff is ridiculous, man. Well, let's dig into the scripture here. It's a good one today. We are reading Amos We will do 4 to 5. Israel has not returned to God. Go to Bethel and sin. Go to Gilgal and sin yet more. Bring your sacrifices every morning, your tithes every 3 years. Burn leavened bread as thank offerings, and brag about your free will offerings. Boast about them, you Israelites, for this is what you love to do. Now, I'm not even going to bother explaining that, because I feel like you should know. And if you don't, then you're doing exactly what I was just talking about. So, and you know, my goal is for us to all heal. That is what I want. That is all I want. Okay? I don't even care about my own life at this point. I really don't. I haven't for a long time, actually. So, I don't... I just want to help. That's all I want. I just want to help. Okay? I'm not trying to dog you. I don't want you to feel hopeless. That is not what I'm trying to do here. Okay? I promise you. No, I love you. Like, I really love you, and I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Well, I'm a sweet guy, okay? So I'm going to do what I can to make it digestible, okay? And so I just hope you understand that I don't want you beneath me. If anything, I want you above me or next to me, right? Because if you're above me, then, I mean, and I'm your friend, then hey, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And if you're next to me, then you're next to me, you know? And if you're below me, I'm going to get down there and I'm going to pick you up. Because I do not want anybody under me. I don't know why you would. What's the point? You still have to live your own life. What's the point? Why? You know. Life is hard no matter what. So, just live it. Damn it. Alright, well, my battery's about to die. I love you folks. Please, please, please have a good day. Have a transformative day. And love your neighbor. Thank you. I love you. Bye.